Hi, and welcome back to Kat's Corner. I'm Kat Zambito, and today's episode is called Back to School. Now, normally Back to School week is by far my favorite week. I'm normally like, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, it's back to school week. It's back to school week. Not this year. This year, Back to School week has been probably the most stressed I have ever felt in my entire life. I feel like I should be wearing a name tag that says, hello, my name is Hot Mess. My 4-year-old is starting preschool this year, which was supposed to be the most amazing thing ever because my older two go to elementary school and there's actually a bus that takes you from the elementary school to the preschool. Not this year, because this year is freaking 2020. And this year means that we have AM and PM pods. What that also means is that when they're not actually in school for their session, they have remote learning at home, which means the parents have remote learning at home. Now, I applied for preschool for my son, Jonathan, for the AM pod because I was thinking, that's great. I'll drop him all off at the school. He'll take the bus. He'll come back on the bus. I'll get a full 3 solid hours. Son's a kid. Well, this year budgets were cut because of Corona. So guess what went bye-bye? The bus. My son, Jonathan, got the morning pod, which goes from 9:15 to 11:45, which is fantastic. But my older two got the PM session for their elementary school, which goes from 12:35 to 3, which is not so fantastic. Now, I know everybody's got some issue with this setup. I'm just giving my version of what it's like over here. So my first grader has to sign on for all of his specials at 9:05 in the morning, and they go till about 9:35. And my third grader has to sign on sometimes at 8:30 and sometimes at 9:40. Well, that's great if I didn't have to take a preschooler to school for 9:15 drop-off, which means I have to leave at about 5 to 9. Now, I have two choices. I can leave my first and third grader home with my 85-year-old father who cannot turn on a computer and is just getting up, or I can bring them to school with me to drop off my preschooler, and then they miss their specials. So it's like, Are they getting graded on these specials? If they are, I mean, they might flunk because of a scheduling issue like this. On top of it, as soon as I get home from dropping off my preschooler at 9:15, I get home between 9:30 and 9:40 because, believe it or not, it takes that long to go from one town to the next in the morning. I have to then make my father breakfast. I leave him his coffee and his newspaper when I leave to take Jonathan. And then I come back and I make him breakfast. And then I have to dive into remote learning. So we're basically, as parents, we're back at school because the kids don't know how to navigate through this stuff yet, especially my first grader. So I'm online with him, which, as you can imagine, goes fabulously well. And then once they're done with that, we have reading, which my third grader can do by himself, but my first grader needs help with, so I'm sitting with him. So once again, I'm back in school being teacher or student, maybe both. Then when that's finally done, I have to shove food down their throats around 11:15 because at 11:30, we have to leave to go pick up my preschooler. Then we get home at 12 o'clock and we have about 5 or 10 minutes to shove some food in my preschooler's mouth before I have to leave to then drop off my older two at a 12:35 drop off at their elementary school. Then I get home and I have to make my father lunch. Then I put my 4-year-old down for a nap and I have about 20 minutes before I have to get back in my car to go pick up my older two at school. Now, when in this scenario do I have time to do a freaking thing? I don't. I don't know how this schedule works for anybody. Yesterday, I had to send in an audition and I was scrambling to get this done because I literally have 15 minutes to myself if I'm lucky to do that. I will say this, the school has been absolutely phenomenal with the pickups and drop-offs and keeping everybody safe. I can't stand they have to go to school with a mask on, but I get it. It just sucks, you know? And I don't really think they're grasping the concept. I mean, my first grader, I picked him up the other day and he was drinking his water bottle through his face mask. So the face mask was soaked. So clearly not very effective for this age group, or at least my kid. I don't know. Then let's talk about the specials setup. So we got an email from the district that there are going to be red weeks and yellow weeks. Now the color of the week was an added complication. That's what everybody needs right now, right? It's more complications to their already very complicated lives. A lot of people have asked me, why is it not orange and black weeks? We are the Tigers. Well, that would make sense, but why would we do anything that makes any sense? Let's just make it more complicated for everybody. Yeah. Then we're sent a PDF to further explain what that meant. And I said, oh, great. Okay. So I click on the PDF that said yellow throughout a week and red throughout the week. Now, I got that part. I mean, I'm not the brightest bulb in the world, but I understood that part. I just wanted to know, what does that mean within the weeks? What's the difference between them? Is there a set schedule for a red week? Is there a set schedule for a yellow week? I mean, give us what we need to know, not all this other mumbo jumbo. During the red and the yellow week, there are different amounts of specials. As has been coined the phrase in the district, synchronous or asynchronous. My third grader's saying, I don't even know what that word means, Mommy. Why don't we just say live specials and recorded specials? Because those are words that people actually understand. I mean, wouldn't that have been okay? We have to use this fancy word when nobody understands. Don't get it. And then if I don't get it, how in the world are my children going to get it? And then while they're on their Zoom calls, they have a live special. I have to make sure I'm not in the frame because sometimes I'm just still getting dressed or putting my makeup on or walking around. I'd be like, oh, crap, they're on the screen. I got to pay attention here. There's just no privacy either. Now, how is anybody supposed to work with these schedules? I don't understand it. We're going to get through this. We're all going to get through this. We are. I don't know how, but I know we will. It's just very overwhelming. Very, very overwhelming. So I feel like we have to have a lot of patience with ourselves. We got to keep our spirits up, keep them up for the kids, keep them up for ourselves, and just keep foraging forward. Maybe we just drink some more wine. I don't know. Keep drinking. Keep smiling, knowing you can always count on wine, for sure. That's what alcohol's for. In good times and bad times, wine will be on my side forevermore. That's what alcohol's for. Yeah, I'm going crazy. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Stay strong. I'll see you next time. Bye.